for your enthusiasm. All right, thank you. Okay, now if I'm correct, we'll give out a couple more awards. So can we get Vikas and Greg to come back up? I will announce the nominees here. Adaptive Discovery by Adaptive Planning, Coupa by Coupa Software, Fidelity App from Fidelity Investments, TriNet Expense by TriNet, and Unleash by Unleash. And the SVBA for Best Finance App goes to Coupa from Coupa Software. I will be taking this on Coupa's behalf. I could really use a paperweight. Let me shake your hand. All right. Okay, now a couple of big categories here. Best Productivity App. Bear with me as I announce our nominees. There are plenty. Okay. Appian Mobile BPM by Appian. AutoCAD 360 by Autodesk. Big Tin Can Hub by Big Tin Can. Cloud On by Cloud On. Corporate Meetings Summit Event App by Crowd Compass. Desktop Remote Client by 2X Software. Divide by Enterproid. DocuSign Inc. by DocuSign. Flexi by Centellia. GaugeIn by GaugeIn. Harmony Strategy and Tactics System by Goldratt. Intuit Field Service Management Mobile by Corrigo. MGRC by MetricStream. Mind Calendar by Almander. Project Planning Pro by i2E Consulting. Results by Results.com. CForge by CForge. Send Inc. by Send Technology. ServicePal by ServicePal. Starphone by Star2Star. Teambox by Teambox. VMware Mobile Knowledge Portal by Regalix. Zenday by MobiSystem. And the SVBA for Best Productivity App goes to DocuSign Inc. from DocuSign.
We like making you walk.
Warn me about to be in the back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. All right, one more award we'll give out here. Best Business Utility App. AirWatch Mobile Device Management by AirWatch. AppGenie by AppGenie. Black & Veatch by Black & Veatch. Documents to Go by DataViz. Enterprise Connect 2013 by UBM Tech. Go Payment by Intuit. ICM Mobile by TE Connectivity. Keyvox App by Egnyte. More Power App by One Roof Energy. Mobile Day by Mobile Day. New Relic for iOS by New Relic. NQ Mobile Vault by NQ Mobile. QuickBooks Online for iPad by Intuit. S&OP Analytics by Linear Logistics. Silver Shop by Silver Touch Technologies. Snap by Infusionsoft by Infusionsoft. Solar Channel by Impress Media Group. Square Register by Square. Sun Ops Lite by One Roof Energy. Tableau Mobile by Tableau Software. VIP Access by Symantec. And Webelo by Webelo. And the SVBA for Best Utility App goes to NQ Mobile Vault from NQ Mobile. Yeah, nobody from NQ Mobile could be here today, but I guess we'll be.
Go over and get the picture.
Yeah, we'll do that later. All right, please welcome Egnyte. I just ran.
So you can probably guess my name's not Rajesh Ram. We look similar, but not exactly the same. I'm from Egnyte. I run marketing. My name's Barry Phillips. Rajesh was called to a customer, so you got to pay the bill sometimes, and that's what he's doing today. So love to be able to share a little bit about Egnyte. So we are about 5 years old, about 1 million users of Egnyte. Everybody's paid. About 35,000 customers, and about 1 billion files are shared every single day using Egnyte itself. So we're in enterprise file sharing. I would separate that from file sharing. Most people have probably used something like a Dropbox or a Google Drive or a SkyDrive, and those are cloud-only solutions. And Egnyte's different because we've done some research, and IDG Research actually did this for us, and this was all AT. And about 9% of files today are actually up in the cloud, and about 91%, of course, are behind the firewall. So they tucked in behind the firewall within, different local storage devices. And as we look to the future, and the study says that about 39% of files will actually get up to the cloud, while 61%, about 60% itself, will actually stay behind the firewall itself. So when you think of file sharing in general, right now you're getting access to the files that you were able to drop into a folder on your Mac or your PC, which of course gets synchronized up to the cloud, and then you can either access that via mobile device or be able to share that with other partners via a link or something else. So the reason why files can't all make it to the cloud is just something we call data gravity. And so some of that is large files. So when you think of construction files, Autodesk 3D CAD CAM files, when you think of large media files, those are just too large to be able to put up into the cloud and actually have an application be able to work with those particular pieces. Probably the biggest one are large file shares. So most enterprises will have multiple petabytes of data. When you think of transferring a petabyte of data up using a regular 100 megabit per second connection, it'll take you 3 years just to be able to get those up there for a file sharing perspective. So even when you get just to a terabyte of data, it's almost impossible to get it up there just for the purpose of file sharing. And the biggest one is really secure files. There's been a lot of talk around programs like PRISM, which is the NSA going in and snooping, being able to subpoena cloud providers and ask for data, and that cloud provider cannot tell the end customer that they've given your data to the NSA, and even brand new programs called Muscular that are out there. And then even just with the file sharing piece itself, we'll do an announcement tomorrow when we've done some research with a group called the Harris Group, Harris Polls. And they will talk about 1/4 of people, 1 in every 4 people probably in this audience, who've used file sharing in a previous company, a consumer file sharing service, still have access to the files from that company. I know I do. So I won't really tell you which company I have access to, but it's a pretty large company, and I can still see the files from when I was there. So those are the 3 big pieces of the reason why it's pretty much hard to move everything up to the cloud. So what Egnyte does is give an entire solution. So we kind of separate things into a stoplight piece. Green files are ones that can go up to the cloud. They're small enough. They're marketing files. They're ones that you don't really care if you lose them or they're snooped upon. It could be things like collateral. Red ones are, of course, are ones that are just too sensitive for whatever mechanism, and I've got the 1-minute sign coming. And then I won't go into the yellow ones, but I could talk about them later. Those are the big heavy ones, and so those have to be synchronized between local storage devices, and that way they can be accessed remotely. So really the big piece here from a mobile side is really the green files and the red files, but it's one single user interface across all those particular files. So just from a screenshot perspective, I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but what you see essentially on the left-hand side, you'll see a cloud store, and that can be our cloud store, or it can be any cloud store that's out there, whether it's Azure or S3 from Amazon. And then you have really local file stores underneath there. So you're within one single UI from a user perspective, and of course we have native apps for Android as well as iOS. you can see all the files that you have access to. So if you think of big data trying to remove certain things or just kind of squeeze out little bits of information, imagine what all your files are worth to you. Then of course you've got your list of files. Some of the files here could be things within DocuSign that you're able to share. And of course I can actually share those files and where they are. And I can put little things like I can secure the link, I can put passwords, I can put number of clicks and different things like that. And of course being able to upload and does this. So it's an entire app UI built all around the file piece. Any questions?
What are the limitations on file viewing? By that, you're talking about large files and things. On a mobile device, what types of files can you view?
All right, so the question was, are there any file viewing limitations?
Yeah, so we've, because we can connect with local storage and we can sync the two together, we have construction files that are sometimes up to 30 gigabytes that are synchronized across certain pieces. And so whatever that particular device can hold, we can actually synchronize down to it. So it's more of the device limitation than our limitation. The biggest thing is that device can connect over a pretty fast connection and pull that file down as fast as that connection allows.
And one more question. So is there a utility in the mobile app of just it's more file management versus file viewing, would you say? Or do you understand the question? Are you using this to like give access of these files to other people? Is that more the utility of the application, or is it more for viewing files in the enterprise?
So the question's, how do you use the files once you have them on a different device? Yeah, so I normally will access files, review them. I can share them with different people. I've even used this as a secure fax before. I don't really trust sending social security numbers inside email, so I've actually PDF'd a file up, sent it over, expired the link within one click, password protected and everything else. So it enables you to access it, enables you to share it, enables you to view and edit that particular file, whatever it may be.
Is it primarily for use within an enterprise or across between the enterprise and their customers as well?
It's both of those particular pieces. So I can share a file with you. I have special permissions to only share that file within. So the access permissioning piece is just incredible. And I've got full audit reporting to figure out who's accessed it, from what device, from what IP address, all those particular pieces.
So for the files that are stored in the cloud, what are you doing differently from, say, a Dropbox that prevents the problem you mentioned, the human problem of the employee left and they can still see those files?
Yeah, so most companies will have large numbers of folders, right, up to 200,000 that they have. We just absorb all of those folders and all the access permissions to those folders. And that way they just come in. It's about a 2-hour process. If you're even able to do that with, let's say a box, you get to rebuild all 200,000 at a parallel level, all the different access permissions to that. So that's just one particular mechanism. We have built-in encryption for the devices, built-in remote wipe for the devices. We can do device-based certificate access, password locks, all the different pieces there.
How often do your users log into the application?
Pretty much every day, because most people on a Mac or on a PC will use this as their hard drive, the folder that they access normally. Whenever they make any sort of change there, it automatically goes up to the cloud so they can access it from a mobile device or so they can share it with an external party. Yes?
Are you able to change files dynamically so you've got multiple users in a sort of collaborative way?
Yeah, that's the one thing that you always get confused on with email, right? Email gives you, you'll get into a big file issue within a single email. The second one is you'll fill up your email box. And the third one is versioning. So essentially what we do is send links out, and everybody's collaborating on that same exact file. If for some reason 2 people open it, we'll create versions automatically, and you can see the different versions of that as they go through. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thought you were going to make an announcement or something. I believe our last presenter for today Please welcome Perry Evans from Closely.